So it's nice to be back in front of the camera, guys. I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but I just wanted to let you guys know that my face is really white because I do have the Scandal Cosmetics BB cream on my skin. Now this has an SPF of 50 plus, so it's really good for the skin. It's not as nourishing as it claims to be. It doesn't really moisturize my skin, it more like dries it. So it's actually been helping with my pimples lately, and I've been getting a lot of like cystic acne and just basically hormonal acne, and they're all just there, and the BB cream just helps to cover it up. So my skin's quite bad at the moment, but you can't really tell. And I've got a humongous pimple on my ear which I can't get rid of, and it's just been there for a week now. And also I've got eyelash extensions. Let me zoom in. I got these from Lady Lash in Newtown, and they're mink, not real mink because mink is like animal hair, but they do last about 4 weeks, and they were 140, and I always go there to get my lashes done, and they always make my lashes look amazing. So yeah, so I'm gonna get started with just the base, and I actually like to prime my face with my Napoleon Perdis Auto Palette primer, and this just helps to get rid of like my redness. I just use about that much, and that just goes all over my face because I've been breaking out so much. I've been using this to help get rid of the redness. After priming with the Napoleon one, I like to go in with my Hourglass primer, and this one helps to control the oils that I have because I have combination skin type, oily like down the T-zone, my brows and my chin, mainly my nose though. So I use about half a pump of this onto my finger, and just all over my face again. So seeing as this is my go-to like makeup video, I might as well show you guys what I normally use on an everyday basis. The thing is, I can't put it on today because I'm out of it. This is the NARS Sheer Glow Stromboli, my favorite foundation by far now. It's medium 3. I will say that it's really good for normal skin types and dry skin types, but for oily skin types you need to have a really good primer as a base and blotting powder on top, or setting powder. Otherwise you will get extremely oily. I found that when I was using my Lancome the Base Pro Primer with this on top and the Napoleon powder, I was still oily after like 4 or 5 hours. I looked really oily in this area here. It was just really bad, and the only thing that worked for me with this foundation was the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer and the MAC Blotting Powder. These two work a treat together with that Sheer Glow foundation. So that's my everyday foundation. I would normally use this on an everyday basis, but I'm out of it. So lately I've just been using my Burberry foundation, and this is in the color 207. It's a velvet foundation in trench 207. So it just comes out like that. You can lock it as well, and I really love this foundation. I'm up to here now. This foundation was the most expensive foundation I've ever bought in my life. It was like $80, and I'm almost out of it as well. I probably would repurchase it if I had the money, but because I'm on a budget, I'm not going to even buy it. I'll probably go back and get the NARS Sheer Glow because I love this so much, but the fact that I have to powder so much and prime doesn't annoy me. Like, I just really love the way that it looks on my skin when it's finished. So today I'm going to show you my Kat Von D Locket Tattoo Foundation. I bought this for $49 at Sephora. I'm in the color medium 57. At first I thought it was extremely dark for me, and then I let it set for a bit on my skin and it looked the exact same color as the rest of my body. So I really like it. And it comes with a pump. So what I usually do to put it on is use my Zoeva buffing brush, flat top buffing brush. I tried it with my finger once and I tried to spread it and then use my beauty blender to, you know, blot it in, but throughout the day it caked up. This is a really thick foundation, so you have to be extremely careful with it. Let me see, maybe I should show you on this scarring area, maybe on this side because it's got, no, I'll show you on this side. So indecisive. I'll zoom in. So I popped a little bit on the brush, and now I'm just gonna go over it. This is 1/4 of a pump, and this foundation covers everything. It's quite thick, so you really need to buff it in. A little goes a long way as well. But it's covered up most of the scarring there. There's no SPF in this foundation, so good to have a primer with SPF or wear sunscreen underneath your primer, but the Hourglass one has 15 SPF. So that's what it looks like there. That's like one really light layer. You can always go over it with a couple more layers, but I usually just put concealer on the areas that need more coverage. And then I go in with my beauty blender and I just pat that in just to push it into the skin. And using the beauty blender kind of shears the texture out a little so it's not so thick, and now you can see most of my scarring there, so I would normally go over it with the concealer. I'm done with the foundation, and as you can see it matches the rest of my body. Well, in this lighting sort of. But I'm going to go ahead and use my MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and I like to pop this like on my problem areas and especially under my eyes because I have some really dark under eye circles. So I just use my fingers and I place them where it needs to go, and I don't use a really thick amount under the eye because it will cake up if you put too much on. And then on the side where I've got my scarring, then I go in with my beauty blender and I just pat it in. After concealing, I'm going to go in with my MAC blotting powder. This is in the color Dark. Just looks like that there. I was using medium dark before, but I found that my skin was getting a bit darker from tanning, and I naturally tan when I don't want to, so have no choice there. But yeah, I'm gonna use that to just go over this area here with a bit extra powder. I tend to put a little bit extra under my eyes so that the concealer doesn't crease. Not that the Pro Longwear creases anyway, because I do use a little amount. I'm just gonna go in and draw my eyebrows on because I just don't have any. I'm gonna use my Anastasia dark brown Dipbrow Promade. I almost forgot the name of this thing. Absolutely recommend this product. It is the best for anyone that wants to fill in their brows and gets really sweaty here and like oily, because I used to use the Rimmel brow pencil and my brows would get really oily, and then when I would touch it, it would come right off, so I'd have half a brow missing. This is the only thing that's ever stayed put for a long time. I'm just gonna go in with my angled brush. I do have like a tutorial on this as well. I usually like to draw it first and then fill it in. And I'm not even pushing the brush into my skin. Just so the color doesn't come out too dark. So that's my outline. Then I shade it in really, really lightly. And then when I go to the beginning, I sort of like to make it look like it's faded. Okay, so my brows are on and now I feel like a normal person. I'm going to get them feathered, tattooed, not too sure when, but yeah. I'm going to go in my bronzer, and what I usually do is take my MAC bronzer in the color Bronze, and I mix this with the Napoleon Perdis Look N5, which is this color here. And my favorite brush to use is the Napoleon 15B brush, which is amazing for contouring. As you can see, it does give you a really defined line there. And I'm going to bring this up towards my hairline. I do take my time blending it in as well. And I like to bring a little on the jawline. I also like to go in with my MAC 217 blending brush and the MAC bronzer and just go down my nose to contour. I just feel like my nose looks funny in photos, but you know, it probably looks normal to you guys, but to me I'm just like, oh. Don't like my nose. Need to contour it. So I go in with the bronzer like that, and then I don't do this every day, but just for the sake of this video and because I'm going out tonight, I'm gonna contour a bit heavier than usual. I go in with my Loroc Pro palette in the color Camel. I'm gonna take a little bit of that, take a little bit of that Camel, and then pop it down my nose. I like the color Camel because it's like a brownish caramel color. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like one of the Anastasia contouring colors, and it just gives that nice bit of shadow to the nose. For blush, I'm going to take my Napoleon Ocean Cheek Duo. Almost forgot the name of this thing. It's discontinued though, and I'm going to take that color there. I love this color. The closest color to this, if I were to compare it to one of the shadows from Napoleon, would probably be Tawny Temptress. So I just smile and I pop this right there on the apples of my cheeks, and I don't bring it up into the contour. I like to keep it right there. Then I'm going to go in again with my sculpting brush from Napoleon and the N5 powder again, and this time I'm going to really deepen that contour. Just slightly though on the corners. The next thing I like to do is just highlight, and I really love highlighting my chin and my upper cheekbone because I've just got a small chin. I like to really bring it out. I'm going to be using the color Blushing Bride from Napoleon, and it's a really nice like champagne sort of color. I'm going to use my Sedona Lace FB05 brush and just tap and apply this just along here on the high points of my cheeks, and you can see instantly that I've got a really pretty glow there. And on my chin, and upper lip. I like to take it to the next level, and oh my god, you guys probably are wondering, OMG, does she wear this makeup every day? So much makeup. But no, just for today. And sometimes when I feel like it, I do wear a lot of makeup because I love heavy coverage, and that's just me personally. Oh, why did I do that? That's right, I'm going to be using this powder to highlight my face, and this is the G2 Porcelain Gel Powder from Napoleon. I'm going to take a little bit of that, pop this right under my eye, down my nose, a little on my forehead, and going down my nose. And this really highlights my face without looking too obvious. I'm just going to go in and line my entire lips with this. So I know it looks a little bit dark now. This is where Honey Love comes in. So this is what the color looks like close up. I do really love it. Like, it looks a lot more lighter in person, but on camera the color comes out a bit more. I love it. So for under my brows, I'm going to go ahead and take cream mixed with white from my Loroc Pro Palette and just apply this right under my brow just to highlight it. Then for in my socket area, so we all have different eye shapes. That line there is more a fold than a socket. My socket is actually here where I can sort of feel my eyeball. So if I had like, you know, really deep hooded eyes, that's where my socket would be. Just there. So I'd say about a centimeter under my eyebrow. So I'm going to grab the color Camel from Loroc Pro Palette. This color is my favorite. I've already hit pan. And I'm going to put Camel right in the socket. And I'm going to really blend this out as well. So all I'm really doing is going back and forth, up and down, circular motions, just anything really to blend this color into my socket to make it look like it's faded. The next thing I'm going to do is take my Lime Crime Primer and prime my entire eyelid there with it, and maybe just the inner corner of my eyes going in, and maybe just the whole waterline. Why not? I'm so indecisive. Alright, so I'm just taking a little bit, like a tiny drop. I'm going to apply this starting from just the inner corner of my eye, going in, and then on the eyelid. I'm going to take Blushing Bride again, the color that I used to highlight my skin. I'm going to pop this color like here, my tear duct, and then here on the bottom, and then all over the lid. So just patting it on, trying to avoid my eyelashes. Usually put this all the way up to the socket line as well. Just there, that's why my socket is. And I just blend this area, my socket area there. So next I like to sort of add a bit of dimension to the corner of my eyes on the bottom by grabbing a little bit of Expresso from the palette, which is just a dark matte brown. I like to apply this like right in the corner, going into my eye, not going out, and then bringing it up into the socket. Then I go in with my blending brush and just blend. So after adding the colors on the bottom and the outer corner, it should look like this here. That's pretty much all I do to the eyes, and I'm just going to go ahead and line my eyes off camera and with mascara just on the bottom lashes. I do not put mascara on my false lashes. So I am back with my final look, and this is it. Pretty much my everyday look, except I wouldn't wear the eyeshadows, and I wouldn't really go heavy with the contouring. But yeah, it looks so much better in reality than it does on camera right now. But I'll zoom in for you just so you can see what it looks like. I love having a wing on my eye. Sometimes I do it even longer than this, so yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Bye! I hit you with the best stroke, freestyle in the breaststroke, till you're blowing cigarette smoke, and now the bed's broke. So what we gonna do now? Fuck it round.